Hi friends, welcome to SriSai IT Hub. In this video of Core Java Programming, we are going to discuss the following topic: exception object, type, message, state, all three at a time in a Java program. So let us start with what is exception. So exception means runtime error. So what is runtime error? Error which occurs during execution time of a program is known as runtime error. So why exception occurs? So basically exception occurs when we give incorrect input or wrong input while executing the program. What happens when exception occurs? So when exception occurs, the program execution stops at that particular line only. Remaining lines of statements are not executed, and technically it is called as abnormal termination of program or breakdown of program. So to avoid abnormal termination of a program, we have to handle the exception using exception handling mechanism, in which we use try block, throw keyword and catch block to provide a solution. So what is the advantage of exception handling mechanism? No abnormal termination of program. So program will give normal execution rather than abnormal termination of program. So now coming to exception object, type, message, state. So as per Java, every exception which occurs in a Java program is an object, and this object is automatically created by JVM for predefined exceptions and manually by developer for user defined exceptions. So when exception occurs, exception object is created. For example, we have division by 0, then arithmetic exception object is created. It is accepted in the catch block and provided with a solution. Now this exception object has three properties. First one, exception type. Example, arithmetic exception. Second one, exception message. Example, division by 0. Third one, exception state. Which line number, which method, which class, which program, which package exception has occurred while running the program. So these are the three properties of any exception object: type, message, state. Now to get exception type, message, state, all three at a time for any exception occurred in our program, we have to use this method, printStackTrace method with exception object, like AE, arithmetic exception object dot printStackTrace, NPE, null pointer exception object dot printStackTrace. And basically this is used in catch block, because in catch block only we have to accept the exception which is thrown from try block. Now this printStackTrace method belongs to throwable class, which is a super classes for all the exception classes. And coming to the exception classes hierarchy, base class and subclasses, we have throwable class at the top, and then followed by exception classes, and then all predefined exceptions or user defined exception. So from throwable class we can use printStackTrace directly with exception object. Okay, so to get exception type, message and state, so it itself is a print method. So no need to use that in system.out.println. We can directly use this for printing exception type and message. Now let us verify this. Okay, in the command prompt give java p -p java.lang. arithmetic exception and then exception class and then throwable class. Right, so we'll get the description of class, and in throwable class we have printStackTrace method. So first let us go for arithmetic exception. So what is a base class for arithmetic exception? Java p hyphen p java.lang.arithmetic exception. Right. Okay. Say control C. Right. Or we can say exit. So let us issue the command java p hyphen p java.lang.arithmetic exception. So for arithmetic exception, the base class is runtime exception. So check the runtime exception. Description of runtime exception class. So for runtime exception, the super class is exception class, extends exception class. Right? So java.lang.exception class. And then for exception class, the base class is throwable class. So in throwable class, we have printStackTrace method. Okay, so printStackTrace method, which is used to print exception type, message, and state. Similarly, we also have getMessage method, which will return type is string. It will return only exception message. But printStackTrace, it itself is a printing method. It will print all three at a time: type, message, and state. Right. So here exception class. So for exception class, the super classes or the immediate base class is runtime class, and then exception class, and then throwable class. So in throwable class, we have that method. So let us try to demonstrate this with a small program. Exception object type message state example1 dot java. So program to work with exception object type message state. Take that as a comment at the beginning of the program. So class exception object type message state example1. So save this in our working directory. So main class name dot java. Right. So here we'll work with null pointer exception string ss is equals to hello, and then we'll say here system dot out dot println ss dot to uppercase. It will convert hello into uppercase, and then finally end of the program. Right. So save this in our working directory. Open the command prompt, compile and run the program. Go to your working directory, exception object type message state example1 dot java. Right. So processing request here. So let us try to rectify this. So compile the program. So no error. Okay. And then run it. We should not get any error. So hello should be converted into uppercase. So now in SS, by mistake, we'll give the value as hello. Hello to null. Null means nothing or no value. So nothing or no value dot to uppercase. We should get null pointer exception. Right. Recompile and run. So null pointer exception, abnormal termination of the program. We did not get end of the program. So let us put try catch. Okay. So try, and then catch will catch through null pointer exception npe, and then system dot out dot println. So here we'll give one message exception type state and also message, all three at a time. So npe dot print stack trace. It itself is a print method. Don't use it again in println method. End of the program. Right. So here we'll get the null pointer exception. It is a predefined exception automatically thrown from try block. It will come to the catch and then print this message and then type message state. Right. So recompile, run. So exception type message state, exception type null pointer exception, and then exception message. We don't have any message for this. Okay. Right. And then exception state. So it occurred in line 13. Main method, exception type message state example1 class of exception object type message state example1.java program. And finally we also got the end of the program. Right. So if it is arithmetic exception, then we'll get arithmetic exception also. Exception type message state. For null pointer exception we did not have any message, so message is not displayed here. So let us try to display arithmetic exception also. Right. So instead of this, we'll take arithmetic exception here. We'll take something like int a comma b comma c. A is equals to 10, b is equals to 0, and inside this we'll perform c is equals to a by b, and then we'll say system.out.println division plus c. Right. So now here instead of null pointer exception we'll catch arithmetic exception. So arithmetic exception, take it as AE, and then here instead of NPE print stack trace we'll use AE arithmetic exception object dot print stack trace. Now recompile and run. So here we got all three: arithmetic exception, which is a type of exception, division by 0, exception message, line 17, main method, main program, class name and program name. Everything is displayed. So this is how we are supposed to work with print stack trace to display exception type, state and message. So that is what is all about exception object, type, message, state in Java program using print stack trace method of throwable class. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, comment and share this video, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel Sri Sai IT Hub. Have a nice day.